Hey, how are you doing? It's Ethan with HustlePaintball.com, and we've got a long-awaited video. It's how to install a response trigger kit on your Tippmann 98. Now, what I've got here is a 98 Custom ACT Platinum Series. If you've got a non-Platinum Series, the installation may vary slightly. If you watch this video, you'll be able to figure it out no problems. Well, let's get started. Got the 98 response trigger kit from Tippmann. I'm going to get everything opened up. We'll show you what we're working with. All right, I've got my gun and I've got the response trigger kit. Got the adjustment screwdriver and the two components. Let's move those out of the way for now. And on my Platinum Series, I'm going to start by removing a couple of the bolts. It's often easiest to loosen these ASA bolts first. Use a 1/8 inch Allen wrench and get started. Okay, we've got all those bolts loosened, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the receiver half and lift it off. Make sure to gently release the pressure off this back plate. We're going to go ahead and need to take out some of these internals. Now, depending on what year and what model 98 you have, you may need to replace your power tube. If you do not have one of the latest power tubes, the 98-21NR, give Tippmann a call and they will send you one for free. You deserve that with the purchase of your response trigger kit. In the case of this, I won't need to because we've got one of the newer versions of the 98s. Be sure to keep track of all these parts. It's a pain in the butt looking for them in your parents' shag carpet. And here we are. First thing we want to do is knock out this pre-set up punch location. I've got that punched out, as you can see, a nice clean hole. Now let's get to installing. I'm going to put in the cylinder assembly. There's grooves set up for it already. Now on the 98 you don't need to swap out with the longer hose, but this kit does come with a longer hose in case you're installing this on a Project Salvo. Next what we want to do is replace all the internals. Go ahead and button the gun back up. Okay, I've got everything reassembled. Now I just want to freeze here for a second so you can check it out. If for some reason you didn't remember how you took it apart, take a good careful look. This is what yours should look like. Note the different colors of the springs. Note the position of the black pin. That's what the sear goes on. The rest of them are silver. All right, let's go ahead and put this back cap on. All right, I've got my 5 receiver bolts tightened back down as well as the 2 ASA bolts. Let's flip it back over and now we've got a nice neat hole that is now threaded, and we've got our power tube plugs. Once again, depending on what version of 98 you have, you may see only one plug, no biggie. Remove a plug and we've got 2 ports. Make sure that you guys can see that well. We've got the banjo fitting and the flow control adapter. Flow control adapter goes on the back end. And you will need a socket wrench of 5/16 to get this installed in. No need to crank it down too tight, just nice and tight. When in doubt, don't tighten enough, and if it leaks, you can always tighten it down later. These aren't the strongest threads, so if you really flex and get in on it, you'll probably mess something up. Same thing goes for the banjo fitting on the power tube side. And let me give this a little bit more of a tighten. And here we are. Now, this small screw here is adjusted with the tiny screwdriver that they do include with the kit. This is what you'll use to adjust the response trigger. But for now, let's go ahead and air it up and I'll show you how to tune your trigger. Okay, this flow control adapter is what it's all about. Right now, it's out quite a bit. Let's see what happens. I was able to get something on it earlier. Okay, well, we can all agree was not optimal, and that was the point I wanted to make. What I always do when I'm tuning a response trigger is tighten this bad boy all the way down. Once again, don't kill yourself tightening it. You'll feel when it stops. Cool, there we are. Let's go ahead and pull the trigger a couple times. Okay, I'm able to get a tiny bit of response out of it, but you shouldn't really be expecting much out of it when you tighten it all the way down. Now you want to back it off, that is counterclockwise, just about a quarter turn at a time. Test your response trigger and just keep backing it out until the response trigger is tuned how you like. Let's see. And it's a little slow for my taste. Oh, that's better. Ooh, that may be it. I'm going to back it out just a little bit more and see if it gets worse. The quarter turn, let's see. Ooh. Let's keep going. You know, I think that's going to be good for now. Now, you guys can and should spend the rest of your evenings tuning your response trigger, at least until your tank is done. But I've got it where I'm happy with it, and you guys definitely know how it's done. If for some reason you mess with it too much and it gets out of whack, tighten it all the way back down and start over. But with just a few minutes tuning, you can see how easy it was to get your gun to sound like this. Alright, so as you can see, one of the more difficult mods to your gun is just that simple. The only thing that's maybe a little more challenging is you need a couple extra tools. That's really it. Just like installing any mod on your paintball gun, make sure you have a nice, clean, open workspace, plenty of time, you're relaxed, and you got a video like this to follow along. So it doesn't take much, no batteries needed, and you can make your gun rip. Fully mechanical, which is pretty sweet. You are definitely going to want to get a better hopper than your stock shake and bake, possibly a cyclone feed system or an electronic hopper. But now you've been able to turn your Tippmann 98 into a mean machine, and this is definitely something that's going to set you apart from the rest of the players on the field. So if you have any other questions about the installation process or any other upgrades for your Tippmann 98 or any paintball gun on the market, remember to read our blog, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our website, and of course go to www.pbriot.com, check out the forums, register if you haven't, and see what the rest of the community is talking about. As always, you can find this product, this upgrade, any other thing you need for paintball on our website at www.hustlepaintball.com. Thanks again, guys. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you again soon.